everybody. Once again, you are highly welcome to my YouTube tutorial. And in this tutorial, we'll be talking about ticket analysis. As you can see, we have the number of users, then we have deals, we have average deals, then we have what we call the last refresh date, then we have if the accident is severe, if the priority, ticket type, we have satisfaction, we have department, we have request seniority, then we have filed against. Now you can see we have what we call the total ticket by business unit and group, and also we have our total ticket by department. You can see from customer to retail to accounting to asset manager. This is the total users, this is the total ticket that we have, this is the total deals, and this is the average rest days, this is the total department that we have. For instance, now this is the selection. We want to see by severity total user. When we click on this, we'll see what we have. Look at what happened here. You may not really, when you take a look at it vividly, you will see that something actually changed. When it goes to days, look at the days. You can see we have the days is major days and the normal days. For the priority, we have medium, we have low, we have high, we have unassigned. By ticket type, we have issue, then we have request. By gender, we have male and female. Then when we go to this rest day average days, you can see what we have. We have unclassified, major, normal, critical, and minor. So when we go back to normal user, we have exactly, you can see we have classified, critical, normal, major, and minor. Then when we go to the average, you can see what we have. Everything actually changed. This is what we'll be learning in this tutorial, and this is what we'll be doing. The data set also will be provided for you to go about this. And there's so many things to learn here in this tutorial. Please, if you find this video useful, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe, please share, please comment, so that it helps as many of us that create something like this to keep on doing for people outside there to learn. So I have my home blank report opened already. Then this is my blank report, and already I've named it ticket data analysis. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to get our data. And how do we get that? We go to get data, and from get data, we allow it to open. Then we go to this is on file. In case probably you are not sure which format is your data, probably is in Excel or probably is in text or CSV. Probably let's check Excel first. This is Excel. We click on Excel, then we click on it. Then we wait for it to open. Then we go to, we can see we have what we call ticket here. Then we go to our ticket, get our ticket update. So definitely that means we have our data in Excel format, which is actually nice. Then the next thing that we are going to do, we wait for it to actually fully open. Then you can see we have our ticket. This is what we call display option. Nothing is showing here because we have not selected anything. You can see no item selected for preview. For us to see any preview here, we have to click on this. Then by clicking on this, we can see we have our preview already opened. Then either we load or we transform our data, but it's always good if you are sure that your data is well cleaned. You can easily load this data and you'll find yourself here. But in my own case, I would like to transform this data, so I click on transform. So clicking on transform, then we wait for it to open, which takes us to the Power Query editor. So in the Power Query editor, we have some little adjustments to make. So you can see we have our Power Query editor. So we have our data, they are 100% because already when we come to view, this is view. You can see I click on column quality. If I uncheck the column quality, you can see everything disappear. But for me to see or to know how clean my data is, so I come here and I click on column quality. You can see everything is 100% valid, which is good. Then because I don't need it anymore, I have to uncheck it. Then I go back to home. Then from home, we have some little adjustments to make here. When we scroll, let's scroll first. When we scroll to the right, you can see we have some column. You can see we have some things that we have to clean here because we can't just use it like that. I think we have about 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4 that we have to remove. So what should we do here? We go back to our column. Then we first of all start with this. This is the first column that we go to. Then we go to split column. So when we go to split, we split by delimiter. That is the first thing we are going to do. So we allow it to open. We are going to split by delimiter. Then we are going to use what we call a custom. Let me use a custom. Then we are going to have space, hyphen, space. Then what do we do? We click OK. And let's see if we are going to get it right. If you can see, we've already removed the hyphen, which is the minus here. It has been removed. So we don't need this. So we remove this. Then the next thing is we have this. Instead of requesting or two, we just make it just request. So we click entered. So we apply the same format to every other one. So we come to what we call normal, the same thing. We can right click here, and also we go to click by delimiter also. Then we go to what we have custom. Then from there we use space, hyphen space. Then we have it okay. So that is what we do here. Then we wait for it. So the next thing is we are going to remove the number because we don't want this. So we remove this. Also, then we turn this to just personality. So we severity. Sorry. So we have it that way. Then we have 2 more to go. Then we right click this. We go to split by delimiter. Then the next thing we go to custom. Then we go to space, hyphen space. Then we have it to be okay. Then the next thing is we remove this as well because we don't need this. It's just a number, so we don't need the number. So we just done this. We remove the 2 from there. So and we have this to be okay. Then last but not the least for this, we have this also. You can just come down here, split by delimiter. Then the next thing we just have to do, we can see already we have a custom already open for us, so we can just okay space okay, and let's see if we have already everything perfectly done. So everything is ready. So we remove this and we also have this. So we click OK, and this is done in the OK. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to come down here to new source. From the new source, we are going to click down here. Then we go to blank query, and we wait for the blank query to open. And from the blank query, we go to advanced editor. You can see, so this is the blank query, this is the advanced editor. So we are going to remove this and we are going to put in our code. We have the code that we are going to use. So this is the code. which is the called last refresh date. So I'm going to copy this, then I'm going to put it here. So we have the last refresh date. I'm also going to include this for you to also use. So we can see the next thing is we click done. Then we have our last refresh date. You can see which is 30/03/2025 by 6 p.m. by 6:45 a.m. So when you do that, the same thing you have. So we are going to name it as last refresh. Last refresh. So we have our last refresh. So we click enter. So everything is perfectly done here. Then we go back to our main table. Then the next thing we are going to do, we go to all, close and apply. So we close and apply this, and we expect it to have our data fully loaded here. So the next thing we are going to do is we need to create some mail. So already having this, then I'm just going to change it to report instead of making it page 1. I'm going to make it as report. Then I'm going to click enter. Then the next thing I'm going to come here and I'm going to click enter data. And from the enter data column, I'm waiting for it to open. And I'm going to just name it. This is going to be our mail. Then I'm going to load. That is the only thing that I'm going to do here. Then we begin to create our mail one after the other. So we have our mail already created. Then come down here, I'm going to come to these 3 dots. Then I'm going to make it new mail. Then from the new mail, the first one I'm going to create is I'm going to create what we call the total user. So for you to see, I think it will be better for me to let me show this out for you to see, so you can see what we are about to do. So we are going to make this total user. So we have our total user here. So this is the total users, and the total users is going to give us, we are going to count the IP, the dex. So we are going to the last name. So that is what we are going to do. So we are going to count the total user of people. Let's come down. Okay, if I open that one, it will go. So we are going to count distinct count. That is what we are going to use. So we are going to use distinct count. The distinct count of what? Then we go to the last name. So that is the first something we are going to use. This is our total user that we want to use. So we click okay. Then we've gotten that. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to get our total ticket. So, and the total ticket is going to, already we have this. So we can just either from here or we can just from here make a new mail. Then when we create a new mail from there, we have our new mail. Then we are going to make it what we call total ticket. So we are going to have our total ticket here. So we have total tickets, and the total ticket is going to give us, so we are going to count the rows of the table. So that is going to give us our total ticket. So we are going to use count rows because we are going to use it to count the whole table. You can see count rows, the whole table. So which table are we counting rows for? Now we are counting rows for our IT text table. So this is what we are going to use. Then we have this. So we have our total ticket. So the next one that we are going to do, we are going to create the total department. So from there we can just have our new mail from here as well. Then we are going to have our total department. So let's wait. So we have our new mail. Then we just remove the mail. Then we have our total department from the total department. I can just shorten it. So total department, and the total department is going to give us this can count of the department, because we might have two departments that comes the same. I mean that repeated himself two times. So that is what we are going to use. You can see this can count the column name. So we're having our IT text, then we go to the department. So that is why if we use count row, some department might occur 2, 3, 4 times. So that is why we are using this count. So to give us exact department that we have. So the next thing that we are going to have is we are going to have the total days. We want to see the total days that we have, the total number of days. So the total number of days we are going to sum. So we come back here. So we have our, so we are going to cover what we call total days. So then we're going to have it this way, total days, and it's going to give us the sum. So sum of what? We're going to have the sum of the IT, then we are going to have our days open. So sum of, let's go for the day opens. You can see we are going to have our days there. Let's see, when is the days opened? Last job group days open. So this, so the sum of this is going to give us the total days that we have. So we closed. Then we are going to have the average days. So we are going to have the average days. So, and it's going to give us the average of days that we just created, the average of total days. So we can just, okay, let's make a new one here so that we'll not change this to be this. So we have this to be our average days. So we have average, and just to be average days. So it's going to give us average. So we're going to use average. So we're going to use average of what? Of the open days. So we have this open, then we click close. So we have everything ready for now before we move to create other layer. So we don't need this column 1. So we come down here, then we remove the column 1. We delete it from the module, yes, because we don't need it. Make sure you delete column 1, otherwise you might delete another one. So we have this already there. Then the first thing we are going to create is we are going to create our layer. Then we are going to use our card. So, and then the color for the background. Let's just come to format. Let's go to our background and let's look for a color to use. I would suggest we just look for a simple color, not really something. Probably we can just pick something from this. Let's use this and let's reduce the percentage. Let's see a bit. Let's see a bit. I think this should be fine. Then we close this. Then the next thing is we are going to have our KPIs. And we have 4 KPIs to use. So we are going to pick our card. And we have the first card here. I'm going to reduce it. And I'm going to make it this. I'm going to make it this. Then the first one I'm going to pick is the total user. So we're going to take on our total user. And we see we have the total user to be 967. So then we'll go to format. How do we do that? We come to this 3 dots, we go to format. Then from format, we are going to close this category label. This is the category label that we don't want. But now we don't want it. We want it at the top. So we come to the title, we put on the title. Then we are going to put our total users there. So that is what we are going to do. Then we center it. Then we can just increase the font a bit, or we just leave it that way. Then what are we going to do next? With the background, we come to size and style. For the size and style, we don't need the background. Let's remove the background because we wanted to use this background, but we might change the color. So let's change the color to white. So we come here, then we make this one white. Then we go to our value. Let's go to the value because this is just the title that we use. So we can just close the title. Then we go to our colored value. From the colored value, then we are going to have the color to be white as well. So we have it white, which is really good. And then what should we do next? Let's just try to add. Let's go to size and style. Let's have a border. And let's see what it look like with the border. I think we can just use this border, and that will be fine. So we can just have this a bit. We don't want it to be too long. We don't want it to be too short as well. So we can just have this. So we can just move this a bit. So we have this. Then the next thing we are going to do, should we put a shadow? Let me see. Let's put a shadow. We can as well put a shadow or either remove the visual border and use a shadow. Let's see. So we can just use a visual border and use a shadow. So what are we going to do next is we just copy this, then we paste for it to. So let me see if we should reduce this a bit. We can as well. So that will be nice. So let's reduce this a bit. And let's have this reduced a bit as well. So, and I'm going to change it to the total ticket. So from this, change it to, I'm going to remove this, then I'm going to have the total ticket. And that is good. I can just expand this a bit. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste this. Then I'm going to change it to total ticket. So let me go to instead of user. Then I'm going to have tickets so that we will not have two users there. Then we have total tickets. Then we'll come back to here. Then we are going to change it from ticket. Then we are going to have total days. Let's go to the days. How many days do we have? We have 684 days. That is good. 84,000 days. I'm going to change this from 1,000. Probably we can leave it like that. So we go to, and we're going to make it days. So we have this days. So then we have total user, total ticket, total days, average days. So let's copy this. And we're going to make it average days. So let's have this to be average days. We don't need this, so we can just click it. So the average days. So we'll remove this, then we'll put in the average days. Then we have 6.8. Then we are going to copy this. Then we are going to put it here. Then we are going to have the last but not the least. We are going to have the total department. So we have the total department. So let me see, do we change this? Total days, this is average days. So we have average days. Then we have this to be total department. So we're trying to make it the total department. We have the PRT. So that is good. So we can just easily move this here. We can just also move this here. We can move this here as well. So we move this closer here. So we move this closer here. So we have it done already. Then we are going to pick up a filter. Then we can just pick up this filter. Then we are going to have the filter here. Let's just make it somewhere close here. So the filter is going to be somewhere around there. Please, let's try to save our work. Let's save our work. So we have the filter. And what are we going to use for the filter? We are going to use our last refresh date. So let's see. And let's come to the filter. And first of all, we don't need the background. Let me remove the background from the filter. And let me go to settings of probably slicer first. And let's change it the color. We're going to change it to white. So we are making it to be white. Okay, then we'll go to our, this is the slicer. So we can close this, go back to our slicer heading, but settings first. We are having a between. And let's make it to be drop down, relative, after, titled. Let's check it to be titled. So exactly that is what we want. So you can see the last refreshed this is the time that we last refresh it, and that is actually good. Then the next thing we are going to do, we are going to change the title. We want to change the color as well. So let's go to property, order, let's go to advanced option, let's close the, and let's come back here. And what we're going to do, we want to increase this font a bit. And we're going to change this to white. So we go to options, slicer settings, order. So we're going to make it, let's go to text, and we're going to make it white. So that's good. Then we just want to increase this a bit, so the value, so we go to the value, that is the value. Then we are going to just make it a bit outside, good. Then we want to change it to white as well. So you can see that is the last refreshed. So we click out of it, but there's something we need. So let's go to our style and styles, and we want to, let's go to the shadow. So let's just put a shadow there, and we have our last refreshed, which is actually good. So this is our last refresh. You can see it was last refresh 30/03/2025. So that is good on its own. Then we leave this. We can just reduce this a bit. So this doesn't really have much work to do, just for us to see, oh, it was last refreshed this day, because when you click on this, let's see, because this is the date that was last refreshed. So that is why we have this. So we can just click away from it. Then the next thing we are going to do, we are going to have our, okay, we have that one already. So we are going to pick this. And before we pick this, I want us to arrange this a bit to this side. We are going to arrange this a bit to this side. We're going to arrange this a bit to this side as well. So we bring this a bit, and we also bring this a bit to this side as well. And let's see if we can just reduce everything a bit to make it seem somehow too big. So we can just reduce this. Oh, there's something. Okay, I think we can just leave it the way it was. So let's leave it this way, and let's save it back. Now we still have some little things to adjust here, because we want to put some things down here. So that was why I want us to adjust this. So we can just, there's nothing we need up. Okay, we need something up there. So I'm just going to put this one here. I'm going to put this one here, move it a bit closer, move this one a bit closer, move this one a bit closer as well. Then the next thing I'm going to have is we need our our filter as well, because we are going to use so many filter. So and we are going to use this filter once again, or we create a new filter. So the first one we are going to do, we come down here. You can see we have our height here, so we are going to be picking this, or this, then we're going to be using them as a filter. So the first one I'm going to pick is, I'm just going to pick one filter here first. Let me just pick one, and let me bring it down here. I could have used this already. Let me see if I can reuse this. Copy this and bring it down. Then I just have to bring this one down here. What happened to this? Okay, let me remove this. Then let me copy this again. Let me paste. And let me return this back here. I can just move it back here. Then I bring this down a bit. I'm going to reduce it. Then the first one I'm going to pick is severity. So I'm going to remove this. Then I'm going to use severity. So we have it to be critical. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to format this. Go to 3 option, more option, because I want to format everything. Then we'll go to the slicer settings. Let's see, we have as a title, but drop down. So that's how I'm already done with that. So I'm going to put this here. Let me close this. So this will be here. Then because we need about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to bring it down a bit. Let me move this somewhere up here. Then I'm going to bring this closer. Then I'm going to remove severity. Then I'm going to put priority. So let's look for the priority here. So I'm going to put the priority. So the next thing is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to move it down a bit closer. Then I'm going to remove the priority. Then I'm going to put a ticket type. Then from there, I'm going to also copy this or bring it down a bit. Then I'm going to make it. I'm going to remove the ticket type. Then I'm going to have what we call satisfaction. Then we have the satisfaction. Then I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to bring it down a bit. Then I'm going to remove satisfaction. Then I'm going to have department into it. So we look for the department. Then we have the department. Then I'm going to copy the department as well. Let me see. I'm going to copy the department as well. I'm going to paste. Then I'm going to bring the department down here. Then I'm going to remove the department. Then I'm going to put request. This is request scenario. Then the last but not the least, I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to bring it up here. Then I'm going to change this to, what was that? Then file against. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to remove this. Then I'm going to use filed against. So let's look for file against for this. So already we have that completely. Then I'm going to remove this because actually I don't want it. Then let's try one. Let's see. Oh, we are having this to be white. Critical. You can see we have something that is critical. So we have. So we have to go back here. So let's come back here. Let's come to format. And we go to value. Then we are going to change it to be something data. So let me see. Let me open it. Sorry. Some minorities, so not. So we go to the value as well. So not really. So let me see percent. Let's see. So that's good. So we can see. So we have that. Then we apply. So this is right. I did not send this in line. So let's first of all put it in the same line. And from there we so I can just move this down and move it down, and let me try to put this here. So then I have this. Then I'm going to use something like this. So that's good. Junior. Then I'm going to have this department. Then I'm going to turn it to something. We have this. Then that is going to be accounting, advertisement. So we have this satisfaction. Then I'm going to have this to be this. Then we have it to be highly satisfied, satisfied unknowing. So we can still come back to adjust that. Then I have this to be. Then we have 20%. Then we come to the last but not the least for this. Then we have it to be 20% as well. So we are done with all those ones. Then we can just save our work. Then the next thing I would like us to do is we are going to create another table. And before we create another table, I think we should just try to create some chart here. And which chart are we going to use in this aspect? We are going to use any of our cluster column chart. So let's pick a cluster column chart here. This is the cluster column chart. So we pick this. Then we have this to be here. Then we can just make it as big as this. That will not be a problem doing that. So we have this. Okay, that would be nice. Then what are we going to pick in this our cluster column chart? We are going to pick our total ticket. So let's go to the total ticket. We have our total ticket, and that is actually good. Then the next thing we are going to pick is our business unit, and we are going to put our business unit in the x-axis here. So let's look for the business unit. The business unit, so we have it here. So that is good. So we can see we have Austin, we have New York City, we have Seattle, we have Los Angeles. Then the next that we should have, already we have our total ticket to be this. The next thing we should have is we should have what we call we have our business unit, we have total, we should have our legend to group it by legend. So let's go to our legend and let's look for group and let's put it in the legend and let's see what we have exactly. So we have that. So this will separate them. So let's make it somehow. I think this should be okay. Then we are going to format this. The first of all, we don't need the background, so we'll remove the background. Then we don't need this as well, both the y-axis and the x-axis. So let's go to the y-axis. This is the y-axis. So we don't need anything about the y-axis. The value, we switch it off. Then the title as well, we switch it off. Then the x-axis, which is the title, we don't need it. So let's go to the x-axis. X-axis is at the top. So we'll go to the x-axis. We don't need the title. This is the title, business unit. So we'll remove it. Now, the next thing we're going to turn all this on to white. So before we come back here, so for the legend, let's go to the legend. the legend, and we are going to remove the title for the legend. So let's remove the title. We just need this alone, so we don't need the title. Then the next thing we should do, before the title, I want us to go back to the x-axis. Let's go back to the x-axis, then the value, I want us to make it white. So we have this to be white. Then let's make this also white. Or should you think we should leave it that way? So I think it's even look good the way it is here. So probably we're going to change everything to this color because everybody can just see it the way it is. So let's come back here and let's click Control. Then let's have everything done. If it will work, I hope it will work. I want us to turn everything back to this color because we can easily see group D, group everything. Then we reduce. There's something there. So let's go to value and let's make the color to be this. Let me see. Parity. Or should we just leave that? This might take us some time to do. So I think we just leave it the way it was 20%. So let's leave that 20%. And let's come back to this. Then we have this. And let's change everything to white. So we come back to this. Then we have our legend. That was where we stopped. So then we go back to the legend now. Then we go to the tests. And then we can just make it something white. We use white the other time. So let me see if we use something like this. But no. So we're going to make it purely white. So that's good. Then the next thing we're going to do, we go back to our title before we put our, okay, we can just put our size and style. Let's go to our shadow. We use the shadow immediately. Then let's go to the title. We on the title here. And the title is going to be the total ticket by business unit and group. So we just make it center. That's all. I will turn it to white. Just make it center. Make it white. That's how. So we are done with that. So we are almost done. So let's save our work. So the next thing we are going to do, we need the line charts. And for the line chart, we're also going to pick some additional, which is going to be our total and our total tickets and our department. So that is what we are going to use. So we'll pick a line chart here. And let's go to a line chart here and let's pick this line chart and let's bring it down here. Let's bring it down here and let's see if we can just bring this up because there's something still coming up there. So we can just make the line chart here. I think that should be good enough. And let's make it. So we are going to have. Let me just bring this a bit down. Please, if you find this video useful in any way, please subscribe, please like, and please comment. So we are going to make our total ticket as well. So we'll have the total ticket. That is good. Then we go to the department. Then we are going to have our total department. You can see. But we are going to filter this. We are going to sort this. And let's go to sort and let's sort it by department. I think let's try to sort it by department first, or we'll sort it by total tickets. So it's already sorted by department, and let's see total tickets, and let's go back and make it sort by total ticket and let's make it ascending. Good. So we still have to bring this up because we got to see. So that is why we have to bring this up a bit. We have to bring this up. We have to bring this up. We have to bring this up as well. We have to bring this up as well. Let's bring this up here. Then we have to bring this up a bit closer, then I think it should be small, or we just reduce this a bit. So that is what we are going to do. Then we want to make everything in the same line. So we are going to let's remove the background. We don't want the background. And then the next thing we are going to do, we just have to change all those things. Like we don't need the x-axis, the y-axis, so we go to the y-axis and we remove everything that we think we don't need in the y. So the title, we don't need it, we don't need this, so we are still going back to the x-axis now. Let's go back to the x-axis. We don't need the title, which is the department. And then the next thing we are going to do for the x-axis value, let me see if we can reduce it. Okay, I think that works a bit, but we can't reduce it further. It's not possible. So we have this there. I think this is the same pick for me. So we have this. So the next thing we are going to do is we go to the x-axis again, because we are going to change the color to white. Let's have it as white, and this time around I'm going to just make it a bit bold, and I'm going to use circle so that we can, I think that is not really good enough, so we have to, let me see this, probably this will be better. Customer advertising, also support finance. Okay, that's good. Then we are going to bring it down, then we go to, probably we should just do something about the title before we finally move. So total ticket by department, we centered it, we'll point it white, that's all we have to do there. And then before we move to any other things, let's go to our silent star size. Let's just put it a shadow. That will be good. Then we just move down to some other things to adjust. So let's go to, we don't need 7 axis, we don't need grid. So let's see. I would like to put marker so that it shows what individual line is. So out category, let me run it. So that's good. So we see we have this for this, this for this, this for this, this for this. So we see what each inch of them is. Then the next thing I want us to do, let's see shade area. Should we put a shade area or should not put a shade area? Let's remove the shade area. So we have it to be that. Then last but not the least in this aspect is, let's see if we can use our detail level. The detail level is actually good, so we can use the detail level, and we are going to turn it to white as well. It's good there, but we can still change it to white. All series detail level, so we go to value. So from the value, we just have to make it white. So we have it to be white. So everything is good. So you can see what we have. Which department is total ticket? 6 and marketing. So we have 6,538 tickets. So you can see this is finance. 7,302 tickets. So that's good. So we are done with that. Then before we move to the last part of it, we are going to create a table. And let's come down here. So let's make it a data. And in that data, we are going to create some little table there. And this table, what we are going to use, we are going to just name this. This is going to be, we are going to name it as mayor. So we have mayor. Then we are going to name this as sort order. Sort order. Then we are going to have this to be user. So we are having this to be user. Then we are having this to be add this. So having this to be this. Then the last but not the least, we are having this to be average this. Average this, then we just have it as 1, 2, then we have it as 3. Then we load it. That is all that we just have to do. Then we wait for it. So let me close this after it works, and let's see what we did. If we got it right, okay, then I'm going to close this. We don't need this, so I'm going to close this as well. So what do we have here now? So we have a table, and the table name is mayor. I didn't give the table a name, so that is not really a problem, but I should have given the table a name. So the table name should have been selection. So let me see if I can rename. New mayor, rename. So selection. So we're going to make it a selection. So that is going to be a selection. So already we have that. So that's good. Then the next thing I'm going to have here is I'm going to have just 2 more mayor to create. First of all, I'm going to create a mayor for selection. And this mayor for selection is going to give us the total. Let me just create it without just telling you what is going to be there. So we're going to our mayor here. So we come up here. Then we are going to make a new mayor. And we are going to make it mayor selected. So we are going to make it mayor selected. Mayor selected. So this is going to be E. Mayor selected. So it's going to give us. So what are we going to have? We are going to have selected value. So that's what we are going to use. So let me look for selected value. This is the selected value here. And what is going to happen in the selected value? We are going to select our mayor. So we go to, let's go to mayor. Do we have our mayor here? So this is our mayor. So we are going to select this mayor. And no, we are going to selected value, then we are going to use selection. Selected value, then we are going to have selection code. So we are going to have select mayor. Yeah, we are going to select mayor. Then we're going to have it as our total ticket. So that is what we are going to do. So we have our total ticket. So what are we doing here? Look at it. We are using a selected value. And we are also using the selected mayor because we want to select this mayor. And when we select this mayor, we want our total ticket as the alternative. We can see that's what we are using. So we have our total ticket. If that is okay, then we close it. Then we have that already. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have my filter. So let me have a filter here. If everything is click out, good. Then I'm going to have a filter. Then I'm going to just reduce the filter. I'm just going to reduce the filter. So I'm going to make it this. And before I reduce the filter, I'm just going to take a card. First of all, I'm going to pick a card here. Let me pick a card first. Why is everything showing big? So I'm going to pick a card. From this card, I can just decide to, what should I pick? Okay, let me just leave this card here. So let me pick this. And I'm going to pick our mayor. So we have this. So this is going to be our mayor here. So we have this, average this. So we have username, average this. So we come down here and we are going to format it. Let's format and let's go to settings, vertical. Let me make it a title. Okay, good. That's actually good. So this is going to, and that should not give us them. Let's change the name to something else. So selection. So we are going to mayor selected. That is what we use. Okay, that's no problem. So we have this, but we are going to change the name. So that's no problem. So let's change the header and let's change it to selected. So we have it to be selected, and we're going to, let me just increase the bit and just make it white. So, and I'm going to the here, then I'm going to close this. So for me to have, then go to the property, go to the advanced settings. I'm going to remove the response. So that is what we're going to have here. So for this now, you can see what we have here. We have our selected, and this does not actually work with this. So this is not what is working with this, because we have to create another mayor. Don't forget that we create a mayor selected mayor here. So the selected mayor work differently with another thing entirely, and I'm going to tell you what it works with. Now we are going to have something here. Let me remove this. And we are going to create another something, and what we are going to create is we are going to create a new mayor which is going to call logic mayor. So we have this. So let me complete this first. So let me go to size and style. Let me just put the shadow, and let me go to the value, and let me just turn it to white so everything can be unique. Okay, that's good. Then I have that already done. Then we go to, in this case, I'm going to just copy the mayor. So I'm not going to type it. We are going to name it logic mayor, but I'm going to explain everything down. So to make it more fast, so that's why I'm doing this. So I'm going to remove everything. So I'm going to paste this here. How we do it? So we are using the mayor logic, and we are making it mayor logic is going to switch true. That's not what we have to use. So mayor, remember, also in this we use mayor selected. So mayor selected, we are using user, and don't forget we have the filter we just used. We have our user, which is going to give us the total user. Then we have a mayor selected as well. We have in days, which is going to give us our total days. We have mayor selected as well, which is going to give us, so this, so average days, so which is going to give us, so let me do this, which is going to give us this. So we are selecting these three mayors. So that's what we are just doing. Mayor selected, we are using our user, which is going to give us our total user. Our mayor selected days, we go total days. Our mayor selected, which is going to give us days rest. So let's leave this. So we have this, so that we don't have error. So it's going to have average days, which is going to give us our average days. Then what are we saying is return total user. So otherwise return total user. So should we do? We click here. So we can remove this, and let's see what will happen next. So I think everything is good now. Do we have our mayor logic? So we have our mayor logic here. Now I wanted to pick a card. Let me pick a card here. And in this card, And let me try to without using that card. Okay, I'm not going to use a card. I'm going to use a shot directly. So let me pick this. Let me pick this. And let me have it here. Let me have it here. We have it here. Let me just have something because I'm going to copy it and reuse. So we have this here. Now, let's try to pick something. What should we pick? We pick by severity. So let's go to, I'm picking this by severity. I'm picking severity, you can see. Then the next thing I'm going to pick, you can see that is our legend. That shouldn't be our legend as well, but don't worry, I'm going to correct everything. So we have this. So we have this. So let me click on this here. Then we have our mayor. This is our value. So we have our legend, then we have our value. So our value now is going to be this. So we are going to have our logic mayor. So when we put this logic mayor in our value, look at what will happen. So I'm going to format this for you to see what we're trying to do. Or otherwise you will not see, because these have to work with this. These two have to work with this. So let's go to format. Title, you can use the title letter, legend, we control that letter. There wouldn't be a problem in that. I'm just going to, so let's come back here. Let's have our data label outside percentage. Now what I'm going to do is, let me just first of all close this. Let me close this. Then let me come down here to have data label. Let me just use category and value. Category label and value. You can see we have critical, we have normal, we have minor, we have major. Now let's come to this average deals here. What happened? You can see what we have in average days, that everything changed. Let's come to deals himself. You can see what we have days, major days, you can see normal. And let's come to user. You can see what we have. We have critical, we have normal, we have major. This is what I'm talking about, that we want to achieve, which we have finally achieved. So we come back here, and I'm going to find a way to reduce the value, the size. Probably make it 8, and then I'm going to look for a way to expand it a bit. Or we are going to just use what we call data value category. Let's use category alone. Otherwise, you may not really get. So we are going to use category alone. So, and when we come back to user again, you can see this is the user that we have. This is deals. These are the days. Major days and normal days, average days. You can see this will have a classified, minor, critical, major, normal. So this is what we want to achieve. So we'll come back here. So let me remove this. We are almost done. Please, if you find this interesting, please subscribe. Please, slicer heading. Please also, slicer heading is going to be by severity. So by severity. So we have not major logic by severity. So where we have title test. So I have to slicer heading. If I close the slicer heading, let me close it back. Let me detail label. So it's good. Cat label, category, detail unit, title. Title should be by severity. So let's just leave everything and make it by severity. Then we make it centered. Then we go to silent size. Then we remove the background. Then what should we do next? We just make it white. So we go to titled and we make the title white. Then we go to the value that we are having there, the data label, our value. Then we make it white as well. So we have everything good now. So we can see, so we can just have it this way. So, and then we go back to our hub there. Then we are going to put our shadow. So we have this now. Then the next thing we are going to have, because we should have like 2 or 3, we're going to copy this. So we are going to pull it this way. Then we are going to have it by priority. So we come to this. We can just close this. So we are going to remove this. Then we are going to have by priority. Where is our priority here? H by priority. So we have by priority. So we have high, low. Then we go to format. So we have to go to format. Then we go to the title. So we are having by priority now. By priority. Then we come back here. No. Then we come back here. We have another one. We copy. Then we paste. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. By ticket. By ticket type. So should we do here? We remove by priority. Then we look for ticket type. Then we go to the ticket type. So that is what we use. Then by ticket type, that's what we're going to use. By ticket type. So we can just leave it away. Then we just have to get one more. Then we copy this, then we paste this. Then we are going to put somewhere around here. I'm going to adjust that later. Then the last one is going to be by gender. So we are going to, by ticket, we've already removed it. Then we are going to have by gender. So we have by gender, male and female. So we come to, and we have it by gender. So we can just close this, and we can just move this up a bit. Then we can just move this forward a bit. Then we can just bring this to a join. Then we have everything perfectly done. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. Please, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video useful, please subscribe, please like, please comment, and please share. So the last thing that we are going to do before we call it a day is we are going to put our title, which is going to be ticket analysis. So we just wait for it to continue loading. To save. Then we just have this. Then we just have this here. So we just move this somewhere around here, which is good. Then we call it tickets. Don't worry, I'm going to read the capital letter through ticket analysis. Then I'm going to make it centered. Then I'm going to increase the font to like 12. Let me see, try to make like 14. Then I will go to the style and styles, remove the background, put the shadow, then I will come to the color, then I put it white. Then that is all. Ticket analysis, then we can close everything. We can close everything now. So we are already at the end of everything. So thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. Please, if you find this video useful, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe, please comment, please share. This encourages us to do more. So you can see, so we come back to our average days and let's see what happened average days. So you can see what is happening. Gender female, you can see average days is 49.98. Then male, you can see the average days is 50.02. And when you come to the issue, how many issues are we having? We're having issue of 3.73. You can see then we have the request of 7.88. That is request and then issue. Then we come to type priority. I we have 5.93. Then we have unassigned 6.79. Then we have medium 7.23. Then we have low 8.58. Then we will come to by severity. So we are having unclassified 4.07, minor 5.08, critical. What is the critical? We have 6.51. Then we have our normal severity, which is normal 6.88. So these are the average days. And when we come to days, look at what we have. Our major days, we see what we have in our major days. Then our normal day, this is what we have by severity. This is all that we just have to do by users. We can see what we are having. So once again, thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. And when we come to our file a case, we can just see this. We have access launching, we have hardware. Let's see what we are having. So you can see what Inch is having. Software, you can see system, what is actually happening here. Then we can just decide to say, okay, let's move to ticket type. Let's what happened issue. In the ticket type, you can see what is happening in the issue. Then request, you see, you can see what we have in that everything is well connected and everything is working perfectly. Satisfaction, we want to see highly satisfied. Let's see, you can see total users 968, total ticket 22, total days 144, average days 6.64, department still remain that satisfied. You can see what we have. Then unknowing, you can see what is happening in unknowing, that is what we are having. Then unsatisfied, so you can see what we are having in unsatisfied. Average days, we are having this. So these are the things that we are going to show the department, the IT department, for them to see. So in each department, that is going to be the last one that we're going to check out. Accounting, you can see what we have there. So these are what we have. Accounting, we have 4,600. Advertising, look at what we are having. You can see total users, we are having department which is 1, and everything work perfectly. Once again, thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. Look forward to another tutorial from my channels. My name remains Peter Analytics. Thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. Please subscribe to this channel. Please comment and please like our videos. This will actually encourage us to do more of this. Thank you. See you once again. Bye.